Just got off a really powerful Zoom call with an amazing agency owner, and I was giving her some advice and mentorship on setting up her hourly done for you retainer packages. She realized that she was totally undercharging. So I kind of want to share like some of the mentorship advice that I gave her on this call because I have a feeling if you have hourly packages, if you are a copywriter, graphic designer, freelancer, agency owner of any type, this Facebook Live is going to be like a godsend for you. Just as a quick heads up, my name is Amanda, Amanda Renewve as of October 1st. And I am a business operations mentor and fractal COO for multi six and seven figure badasses who are here to create a profitable business that is beyond simple to maintain and get the freedom you set out to get when you started your business. So if that vibes with you, stay tuned. Okay, so let me just take a quick look at Facebook, just make sure that we are live on Facebook. And if you're hopping on live, drop a comment in the chat so I can shout you out. Let me know if you're part of the replay crew. Okay, so first things first. So was on the call and we were talking about her rates. And when she told me her rates, I jaw dropped because that is literally living paycheck to paycheck, especially if you're an agency owner and you have teams. So chances are you can drop a heart or you can like internally drop a heart on this one. You don't have to feel like outed on it. If you have started your agency or you have started hourly packages and you are running very, very tight profit margins. So after you do all your operating costs, after you like have all your software set up, after you like, start paying out your team because you can't manage the workload yourself, there's not really much left over for you and your business. And it feels like if a client leaves, then you and your agency are kind of stuck, right? If that's you, what I'm going to suggest is gonna structure your offers similar to this. So when I ran my Done For You launch agency, I had a 20-hour per month package, 40-hour per month package, and an 80-hour per month package. And these packages sold out really quickly. I had an 88K agency launch and super fun with that. And so how these were kind of structured and kind of the rule of thumb that I was just talking with this other agency owner about in terms of raising her rates when it comes to agency is you want to get clear on how much you want to get paid and then times it by 3. So I'm going to repeat that. You want to get clear on how much you want to get paid and then times it by 3. And the reason behind that is we need space in your profit margin for F ups, right? If your team member messes up on something, you mess up on something, we want space in what we're charging, right? That miscellaneous wiggle room, the unexpected, the oh my gosh, we need to upgrade our softwares wiggle room. And then we also need space for operating costs. Like we need space for, taxes, business savings, paying out your team and paying them well, right? Paying your team well. Any of those like things as you are growing and expanding your business. And then obviously we need space for you to pay yourself. And what I've noticed just from running agencies, like my first business was a website agency, is this rule of 3, which is get clear on how much you want to get paid per hour. This is specifically for like hourly based agencies. Get clear on how much you want to get paid per hour and then times it by 3 so that you have that wiggle room, so that things are not tight in your profit margin, so that you have flexibility, but it's still not so crazy in terms of what you're charging that it might feel harder to get referred or vice versa as you are building up your portfolio and as you're building up your know, like, and trust with your audience. So kind of just some samples, and you can play around with these numbers. You can raise these numbers if it feels aligned to you. You can lower these numbers if it feels aligned to you. But if I was to mentor you right now and say, like, let's set up some hourly done for you packages that you can offer, whether you're doing social media marketing packages, copywriting packages, like you name it, graphic design packages. Side note, I would switch to deliverables, but let's just say you had hourly packages. For 20 hours per month as an agency, meaning it's not just you, you have team working with you, you're not a freelancer, you're an agency owner, at minimum 4,000 for 20-hour per month package. The a la carte rate would be $200 per hour. So remember when we were talking about the rule of three, right? So what you get paid per hour times it by 3 and giving yourself that wiggle room for operating costs, because when you're an agency owner, you pay per team member. So your Slack is more expensive than someone who doesn't have team, right? Your ClickUp is more expensive than somebody who doesn't have team. All your softwares you use, Headliner app, whichever, like Cast Magic, it's going to be more expensive because you have more team. So we got to factor in these costs. So $4,000 for a 20-hour package, $200 per hour a la carte. The middle package could be $6,000 for 40-hour package. Now we're creating some juiciness around $150 per hour a la carte. And so how you'll notice in terms of how I'm like structuring these hourly packages is you are incentivizing someone to jump into your middle or higher program with you, because as they do more hours with you, there is a cost savings. The third package, you could either do a 60-hour package per month, or you could do an 80-hour package per month. You could do like 10,000 for 80-hour packages, 125 per hour. And so these numbers, especially if you are charging like 2,000 a month, 1,000 a month, freelancer mindset, right? Like it seems weird, right, when you look at these numbers, but these are actually low numbers in the agency world. There are agencies that are charging 15,000 per month, 20,000 per month, 30,000 per month, and we don't want to undercharge too little where now we're tight and we can't afford to pay team and we can't afford to pay our softwares. And if a client leaves, we're shut out of luck. So it's how we price things as an agency owner has to be way more strategic than how you price things as a freelancer, because there's a lot more responsibility on your plate. So I'll repeat that. How you price things as an agency owner is a lot more strategic and intentional than how you price things as a freelancer, because you have a lot more responsibility on your plate. You have much higher costs than a freelancer. Okay. So that's how we would kind of structure that. And then in terms of my recommendations to like make it super easy, like very simple to maintain hourly packages, is get streamlined. I'm going to repeat that. Get streamlined. So a lot of times when I see like an agency owner or a freelancer decide to become an agency owner, they'll say, I'll do everything under the sun. I'll do websites, I'll do social media marketing, I'll do content marketing, I'll do like graphic design, whatever you need. Just tell me, I'll jump in on that task. And that was something that I had to learn the hard way when I ran my Done For You launch agency, is we ended up becoming an everything agency, where like people would be saying, hey, I need tech support on like my domains, or like, hey, I need this, I need that. And we were jumping on every single type of task. And so it ended up being where things were always new. And when things are always new in an agency, it's very hard to scale and streamline that scaling. So, what I recommend when you are packaging these hourly offers as you're getting started with agency packages is streamline. Get really clear on like one thing that you enjoy doing. Like, do you enjoy social media marketing? Like, does it light you up? Is it something that is like beyond exciting for you? Then just be a social media marketing agency. If you enjoy like graphic designs and like that's your jam and like you're the branding queen, then just be a branding agency. Like if you enjoy like copywriting, like just be a copywriting agency. You actually make more money, you have more profit margin, you have more peace of mind. Your team members are way happier and have way more wellness, right? Everybody is like way more peaceful, right, when things are streamlined. So that's what I would recommend, is streamline it as much as you can. And then another thing you can do to make your agency like super nourishing to run is because you're an hourly one, what I'd recommend in terms of softwares is Clockify. I'm going to repeat that over and over again. Clockify. So Clockify, we did Toggle, we did like so many other like time tracking softwares. I personally liked Clockify the most as an agency owner that was doing hourly packages because I can see in real time, how much was left in a client's hourly packages. So, from the client perspective, your client doesn't want to hear last minute, like 2 hours before their package is about to complete, that they're going to run out of hours in 2 hours. They do not want to hear after the fact, hey, you ran out of hours. Here's a bill, here's an invoice for the hours we went over. You want to be real, if you're an hours agency, you want to be really on top of letting your clients know when they're at 50% left of their package, 25% left of their package, and then maybe you can do like 5 hours left of their package. So you can set up automated emails inside of Clockify that'll alert to your clients on their specific projects. It'll send out an automated email that'll say, like, hey, Sally, you have 50% left for the month. Or, hey, Veronica, you have 25% left for the month. And then remember when we were talking about like the a la carte rates, what you would then send is if you would like to add additional hours to your monthly package before your next month replenishes, it's $200 per hour, 150 per hour, 125 per hour, depending on the retainer that they're on. And then that kind of puts things in place where they aren't stuck and they still have services and support. And it's a way as an agency owner where you end up getting actually like unexpected revenue as you are growing and scaling your agency. So those are kind of like my recommendations for an hourly package. What I will say in terms of other software, so we have Clockify, right, for time tracking. Highly recommend. It just keeps everything super organized, and you can see like how much your time your team is spending on each client, and you can have it organized by client. And then what I would also share is if you do decide to do Slack, so if you do decide to use Slack as like your communication channel for you and your clients and you and your team, how we did it when we had our Done For You launch agency is we had like, what was it? We had a Slack space that was just team based. So this was an internal communication space where it was just me and my team communicating. And then we had each client had their own thread in that space. And then we had individual Slack spaces that my team was added to that was for each client. And the reason why we did this is something that you probably know or have seen with Slack is the announcements thread is a thread where anybody in the Slack space can communicate. And so the reason why we did this was we didn't want to have like other clients like not knowing where to be posting things and where to be putting stuff and their private information. So we gave each client their own Slack space to protect their private information. So if you're thinking about structuring your communication in Slack, just keep that in mind to do individual Slack spaces with your clients to protect their information. Another thing that we use in terms of software for hourly packages is ClickUp. So when I first started out with hourly agency retainer packages, we were in Trello. And Trello, like, sucks for a team. I'll like repeat it over and over again. Trello sucks for team, but ClickUp, Asana, Notion are super powerful tools when you're working with team. So agency style, how we kind of move things along super fast but smooth was we did approval statuses in ClickUp. So what does that mean? That means like um, each task had its own status that it had to go through to get to completion. So a lot of times, when you start a new board in Trello or start a new board in ClickUp or vice versa, it'll just say to do, in progress, complete. And that's fine, right? If you're just kind of tracking things yourself, or if you're just using it as a personal to do, that's cool. But when you want to set things up agency style so that things are smooth and everybody knows what's going on at any time and things don't get lost, what you want to do is actually do your approvals inside of the project management software you're using. So, say, like in the example of ClickUp, we would have queue, which is the to do. We would have in progress. We would have PM review, so project management review. So whoever was the assigned project manager for that client, ClickUp has an automation where the second a team member drops a task in the PM review status, they will automatically get assigned to that task. So it will show up on their to-do list for that day, or it'll show up on the to-do list for whatever day, date that task holds. And then in the comment section of that task, our PM, right, our project manager can give feedback, can give tweaks, can say, like, hey, can we move the graphics this way? Or hey, can we add an image here? Or vice versa. And then we do the edit status, put the team member back on it, and then they're able to go back and forth and edits review before it goes to complete or before it goes to CEO review, depending on the package. And so what this does is you end up having retainers, hourly retainer packages that are much easier to handle. Personally, in my personal opinion, I think hourly retainer packages are great to start with. I don't think they're great agency wise to scale with. So I'll repeat that. Hourly retainer packages are great to start with, but they're not great to scale with. What I've seen just as an agency owner, uh, I've come across is what's good about hourly packages is they protect your workload. So you know, you can't work beyond what you're getting paid for, right? So that's a good thing. So that's why, like, when you're first starting as an agency, like, I recommend hourly because you're still learning so many new things and you don't want to put yourself in positions where you're selling packages that are way out of scope that, like, you're going to be spending a year trying to deliver on, right? So hourly packages really protect you in terms of preventing overworking. Um, but they also kind of hurt you when you find faster ways to get things done. So, say like you are a social media manager or a social media agency, you just found like this really cool AI software that creates, social media posts like 10 times faster. Well, it doesn't matter in an hourly package. But if you're in a deliverables package, wow, you have so much more room for scaling. You have so much more room for growing your agency because you just discovered a faster way to get things done. With hourly retainers, like, innovation in your agency doesn't really matter as much. It does, right, in terms of you know, um, like peace of mind, but the hours are still the hours, right? But with deliverable packages, when you find a faster way to get something done, when you find a faster way to complete things, when you find a more efficient way to complete things, now you're really creating more profitability in your business. And it's just really, really awesome. So, in a nutshell, like, I'm just going to kind of go over the operations piece and the pricing piece. So, rule of thumb number one is you figure out what, if this is for specifically hourly done for your retainers, you figure out what you want to get paid per hour and then times it by 3. That way you can cover operating costs, taxes, business savings, team expenses, software costs, all of that. And you have buffer room for the unexpected, and you can pay yourself, right? And if a client leaves or if a client can't pay that month or if they're late on their monthly payment, you and your agency are not in a mad dash. Step number 2 is we want to create 3 packages. So this could be a 20-hour packet per month package, 40-hour per month package, 80-hour per month package. Feel into what feels right for you. And we want to price things where there's enough wiggle room for you to grow and to deliver an amazing service and pay your team properly. So I gave a sample pricing schedule for an agency, which is 4,000 for 20-hour package, 6,000 for 40-hour package, or 10,000 for 80-hour package. You can make that cheaper. You can make that more expensive. Just as a heads up, major agencies, if you are going in the agency path, there are agencies that are charging 15,000 a month, 30,000 a month. You don't want to be so on the low end where you are financially stuck and living client to client and can't afford to pay a team. So just keep that in mind when you are pricing things, because how you price things as a freelancer versus how you price things as an agency owner are different, because you have more responsibility as an agency owner than as a freelancer. And then third is the softwares. So for when we were an hourly retainer, we use Clockify, we use Slack, and then we use ClickUp. Obviously, we use like Google Suite, Canva, like all those other softwares. Like if a client was using Kajabi, ClickFunnels, Kartra, you name it. But those three softwares were kind of like the lifeblood of operationally of our agency to kind of hold it together and make it simpler to run. So Clockify gave like real time in the moment how much was left of our clients' time in their package. Slack created instant communication with clients and protected their privacy with individual Slack spaces. And then ClickUp allowed us to do approvals, edits, and feedback in a project management software and not lose things. So we were able to navigate running an agency with multiple clients. We were doing like anywhere to 4 to 5 launches at a time. We were able to do that with really tight deadlines because of how we set up our operations. So I'm gonna check the comments real quick before I go into the marketing part of this, because there's like a lot of good juiciness around like the marketing part. Okay. So we have like how we have things structured. We're doing it strategically. So we're not undercharging, but we're still being positioning ourselves strategically in the market. We have how we're setting up our operations so we're not losing things, so we can actually scale. So now what we want to do is marketing. So majority of my packages sold were 4,000 per month packages, with a few of them in the middle package, so the 6,000 per month package. And then the 10,000 per month package is Fractal COO, and I only take on one of those at a time. So with these packages, the best way to promo anything that is 3,000 and up, or even 4,000 and up, is to really get clear on customer experience. So clients who are paying high ticket for services, or clients who are paying above that amount for services, are expecting kind of precision, right? They're expecting like a really amazing experience. They're expecting to like peace of mind. So when somebody is paying those rates, they are the exchange that they're expecting is peace of mind, right? I pay you 4,000 plus per month. I receive peace of mind. And that you could be selling peace of mind in any type of service. You could be selling peace of mind in terms of we will handle your social media marketing. You could be selling peace of mind in terms of we will handle your copywriting. You could be selling peace of mind in terms of, we'll handle your customer support. You could be selling peace of mind as OBM or Fractal COO in terms of like, we'll make sure like due dates are hit, that things are run, that the whole project management of your business is handled. And so what this says is you're creating peace of mind, because at the end of the day, it is not like financially advantageous for someone who is paying those types of rates to do all the things themselves, right? It doesn't make sense for them to like be burnt out and to be running around and to be going crazy and to be doing all these things, trying to figure out how to run ads themselves, or trying to figure out how to do their own copywriting, or trying to figure out how to run their own socials. They got to a point and a decision within themselves where they were like, I'm just going to hire this out. I'm just going to hire an agency to do this for me. So someone who is of that mindset of, I am at the point where I will not do this myself. I am hiring an agency to do it for me. They are exchanging peace of mind, right? You are completely owning this. You're completely handling this. Let me know what you need from me. Like, I'll deliver my side of the piece, but I am expecting that you are owning this piece. So when Sally hires XYZ social media agency, they're expecting XYZ social media agency to own their social media, to be on top of making sure posts go out, to be on top of making sure that they're staying on trends, to be on top of making sure that they're hitting like their metrics, whether that's engagement, whether that's brand awareness, whether that is sales, like, clicks, pretty much, right? Whatever those metrics are. And so when you are selling agency done for you packages, we need to kind of tap into that client and what they need. Like, what does peace of mind look to them, right? So I like to kind of do these like client transformation journeys for my offers. So, for example, where is the client before they come across your agency? How is your agency like the ultimate solution? And then what will they experience after being a part of your agency, or 90 days into your agency, or a year into your agency, or the first week into your agency? And so if you ask those 3 questions, what you get is like a client transformation love story. So what you get is getting crystal clear on where your client is at before they sign up with your agency, how you are like the perfect solution for where they're at to bring them to where they want to be, which is experiencing your agency the first like 90 days, year, vice versa. And so your marketing has to kind of speak to that journey. And then some ways that can really help you embody this journey and show up better than other agencies that are marketing in the space is you want to like show behind the scenes of your work, right? The more you show your work on social media, because if you're a done for you agency, it's more about like showing your work, right? The more you build know, like, and trust, right? And so this is why customer experience is like going to help your agency grow. I want to repeat that. This is why customer experience is actually going to help your agency grow. My agency grew super fast because of customer experience, right? Yes, we did the marketing. Yes, we were showing, behind the scenes, like, you know, portfolio work and vice versa, but we were really diving into customer experience. And so it made it easier to show portfolio work because we were putting our heart and soul into the customer experience. And so if you are an agency owner, which you are if you're watching this, and you deeply care about your clients, like you deeply care about doing phenomenal work, like you deeply care, like show it, right? Show that on your socials, show that in terms of like how you serve your clients, and it's going to naturally get you more clients. And then in terms of marketing of this type of higher ticket offering, is you got to embody the version of you who is the empress, right? Who is the queen, who is the leader of your vision and mission here on earth. So getting really clear on why you are starting an agency. What is the problem or the thing you're here to solve, and how your agency is like the vehicle for solving that. So for what was really on my heart when we started the Done For You launch agency, why we started a Done For You launch agency was I like was tired of seeing people like getting stressed out and overwhelmed around launches. Like, I was in a couple of like launch courses and I saw a lot of people giving up. I saw people like stressed out. I saw people like crying, saying like they needed to make their launch work. I saw people that were like overwhelmed with the tech stuff. And for me, um, how I kind of approach like the tech side of setting up launches, it's really easy for me, right? It's easy for me and my team. We have it down, we have launching down to a science. The reason why I launch like every other month is because like we could get it up super fast and it's like I don't even think about it. It's like boom, done, right? And so it's so low pressure for us. And so what I realized in that moment was not everybody has a low pressure experience around launching. Not everybody associates launching with relaxation and like of course and like this is the easiest thing in the world. A lot of people were associating launching with stress and burnout and overwhelm and like emotional breakdowns. And so that's why we created the Done For You launch agency because we wanted to show a different way, right? And my offer has evolved into SOP project planning retainers because I want to help you build your creative passion projects in-house inside of your business, having a few virtual assistants run it for you versus you being at the mercy of different agency timelines, right? So because like when you're working with an agency, you're working based off of their due dates, their timelines, versus when you're working with in-house team, you guys can set your own timelines and due dates. And sometimes like not everybody can afford an agency, sometimes they can, but being able to set up different SOPs to kind of get them to the point where they can hire an agency or vice versa, like that's their jam. And so um connecting to that vision is what's going to really just help you get super clear in terms of uh, selling your offer. Like when you're connected to a vision, like your audience can feel that. They can feel like that pulsating energy you feel around your offer. And you're going to feel so much better standing up for your offer and being super confident behind your offer because you have a vision and a deeper purpose behind it. Like you're here to serve, right? Service is like the most juiciest energy to be around. And this is what this industry needs the most is service. Whew. Okay. And speaking of service, doors are officially open for Capacity the Mastermind. So Capacity, speaking of vision and service, was inspired from when I was first building out my agency. So when I was first building out my agency, it was the school of hard knocks. It was like learning things as I went. It was figuring out things as I go. I had hired like a few virtual assistants before that, but I had never hired like a full-fledged team, right? It was learning how to really work with team, how to expand the business, how to work with clients on an agency level, like all of these things, and just setting up your business in a way that is beyond simple to maintain. And so for me, that was like a lot of learning lessons along the way. And I remember at the time asking to myself, saying, like, I wish there was a mastermind out there that could really cover that, that can teach you how to create a business that has enough masculine structure that it's simpler to maintain, but wasn't so structured that you lost like your creative feminine flow, right? That it felt heavy. So, with capacity, what's great about that is it's really about helping you develop a business that is nourishing, that is fun, that you get to be in your creative life force energy and have a profitable business that is beyond simple to maintain. So, if you feel like you've been rocking 10-hour work days, you've been hustling, you've been like learning things by the seat of your pants, it's been a lot of like, oh, I wish I would have known that, right? Capacity is going to be a really powerful mastermind container for you to step into because it's the working on the business versus working in the business. So, what's powerful about this container is I'm going to actually call you forth to work less. So, I'm going to repeat that. What's powerful about this container is I'm going to actually call you forth to work less and delegate more. So we're going to be shifting you out of freelancer, solopreneur, you wearing all the hats in your business, you doing all the work in your business, and you're going to be evolving into the visionary CEO. The most important task, the most important thing that an entrepreneur CEO can focus on is vision. I repeat that. The most important thing that you can focus on is vision. The more you step into vision, the more you're able to create amazing, like out of this world businesses, offers, projects, conferences, retreats. Like you create like something that the world hasn't even seen before because you have more of that creative divine download space to create your best work. A lot of times we are limiting our greatness because we're spending all of our time and energy on the foundation. We're spending all of our time and energy on admin tasks, on little things here and there that all compile up that zap and drain your creative life force energy. These tasks can easily be assigned to team members. These tasks can easily be automated. These tasks can easily be made more efficient and simplified and done like faster so that you have way more spaciousness to do your greatest work. So you can be focusing on the vision that you're here to call forth into the world, your impact and the service that you're here to call forth into the world. So if that activates you and you're really excited by that, I highly suggest signing up for Capacity. Doors are officially open. We have It's going to be a rolling evergreen mastermind, and there's going to be 2 group calls per month for questions and mentorship support. You get a daily group chat. There is 4 vision planning group intensives per year where I'm going to walk you through this really powerful planning ritual to help you achieve like all the 2024 visions you're here to create. So these are the exact like planning ritual that I do in my own business that helped us hit all our goals for 2023 so far. It's super cool. And then you also get behind the scenes business audits with me. So I'll be added to your Slack or to your ClickUp and be able to give you in real time feedback on like anything that's like blocking you and your team's growth. So for me, I can go into someone's Slack and instantly know like what needs to shift around to get it to work smoother. Like I can go into ClickUp and instantly know like what needs to shift around to get it to work smoother. So the behind the scenes business audits are super cool. And then you also get bonus all my digital courses, bonus all my digital products, 7-figure systems that are happening in my clients' multi 6-figure and 7-figure businesses that we custom built in, templated, ready to use, and just make your business super easy to run. So there's less guesswork. There's less like trying to figure out how to, run your social media, trying to figure out how to run your customer support, trying to figure out how to run your business. And there's actual like step-by-steps and templates that you can assign to your virtual assistant or team to grow and scale your business with you. And there are really awesome enrollment bonuses. So we are in the pre-early bird stage of Capacity. So when you sign up before November 27th, 2023 of this year, you also get a bonus 30-day private coaching chat with me. It's called Ready for Expansion, the private coaching chat. And in this space, we'll create a vision plan to start calling in your 2024 desires now. So if you are the entrepreneur who wants to really step into 2024 grounded, ready for expansion, and just be really set to make 2024 like a breakthrough year, like this is going to be the space for you because we're going to do the inner somatic work and we're going to do the simple masculine structures to set up your business in a really nourishing way. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And the link to sign up for Capacity is going to be dropped in the comments. Alrighty, see ya.